The temperature dropped fast. It's just me and this desolate, frozen wilderness now. The first priority is shelter. Everything else depends on staying warm tonight. This deep snow is a major challenge. I need to pack it down hard before I build. My hot tent is my lifeline. Getting the frame up quickly is absolutely critical.
With the tent skin on, I can finally start to feel a little bit more protected from the wind.
The wood stove is the heart of this camp. No fire means no survival out here.
Every piece of dry wood is a treasure. I must collect enough for the long, cold night.
Processing the wood takes effort, but small, split pieces burn hotter and longer. Finally, the moment of truth. A successful fire is the greatest comfort out here. Ah, that sound. The stovepipe humming means the tent is rapidly getting comfortable. Shelter secured. Now the most difficult challenge, finding food in this frozen lake.
Cutting through this thick ice is hard work. It takes patience and a lot of strength.
The hole is ready. Now I need the fish to cooperate. Come on, one bite is all I need. This waiting is the hardest part of winter fishing. Stay warm, stay patient, stay focused.
Yes, finally a sign of life. I can feel a strong one on the end of this line.
Careful, careful. Don't lose him now. This fish is fighting hard for its survival. He's coming up. Ooh, a beautiful trout. This is what all the freezing effort was for.
A meal is secured. I can now relax, knowing I won't go hungry in the blizzard.
I'm gonna cook this over the open fire for the best flavor, and the smoke adds so much. The aroma is incredible. The crackle of the fire and the sizzling fish is pure heaven.
First bite. Warm, smoky, and unbelievably fresh. There is nothing better than this.
It's a beautiful sunset tonight, a successful day of work, and a meal well earned. It's hard to believe how cozy it is in here while a blizzard rages just outside the canvas. The snow is coming down hard. I'm glad I took the time to secure the tent anchors properly.
A good night's sleep is the best recovery. The crackle of the stove is my lullaby.
The morning brings a fresh blanket of snow. Time to check the camp and build up the fire. The fire is roaring again. I'll make a cup of coffee and survey the amazing snowy scene. I'm packed and ready to go. Leaving a clean, minimal trace is essential bushcraft ethics. It was an incredible experience of self-reliance and peace out here in the solitude. Until the next adventure, I'm taking valuable lessons and memories back with me. The mission for day 2, locate a new sheltered spot deeper in the woods for the final night. This section of pine trees offers excellent protection. The deep snow here is perfect for the new build. Building a true snow shelter is intense physical work. Every scoop of snow matters now. The shape is everything here. I must maintain that perfect dome structure to hold the weight. The entrance must be low to trap the heat. Now, a smooth interior for the sleeping platform. The shelter is ready, but snow provides no insulation without a solid barrier below my bag.
I can hear the wind picking up. I must quickly reinforce the doorway against any potential drift.
No stove tonight, so a small fire outside is vital for melting snow and preparing a hot drink. There is immense satisfaction in knowing the snow itself is now protecting me from the biting cold.
Time to seal the door and let the snow walls work their magic, protecting me from the elements.
Waking up in an igloo is surreal. It's surprisingly quiet and the temperature stayed stable all night.
Breaking camp is bittersweet. I'll make sure this snow house melts back into the mountain with no trace. 3 days complete. I came here for the challenge and I leave with total confidence in my ability.
The biggest mistake is improper ventilation. Carbon monoxide is silent but deadly. Always use a small shovel to clear ash. Too much ash drastically reduces your stove's efficiency.
Damp wood is useless. Use the heat from the stove to dry the next load before you need it.
To maintain heat overnight, pack the stove with larger, tightly fit logs right before sleeping. Always store emergency fire starters right next to your sleep system, just in case. Never leave any flammable items near the stovepipe. That thing gets red hot quickly.
A good survival mindset means fire safety is just as important as the fire itself.
Fishing worked yesterday, but it's unreliable. I need a more passive way to secure food. Setting snares. Placing the snare correctly on a game trail is 90% of the work. It must be hidden and perfect. Survival is a numbers game. I'll set several snares around the camp perimeter to maximize my chances. The snares are set, now the patient wait begins. You can never have enough dry fuel in the winter.
Survival isn't always action. Sometimes it's the quiet maintenance. Mending, sharpening, and preparing.
Checking the traps is always a rush. This is where patience is either rewarded or demands more patience.
Every bit of meat is vital. This requires respect and speed to preserve the quality in the cold.
Small game cooks fast. Tonight, a simple roast over the fire pit is exactly what I need.
Every calorie counts. This lean meat provides the energy needed to keep working tomorrow.
Finding water is surprisingly hard in a snow environment. Melting it is simple, but purification is non-negotiable.
Never place a pot full of snow directly on high heat. Add a little water first to prevent scorching the metal. Snow compresses dramatically as it melts. Keep topping off the pot to maximize the yield for the energy spent.
Melting snow doesn't sterilize it. We must bring this water to a full, rolling boil for at least 1 minute.
You can't leave water exposed. It needs insulation and to be stored inside the sleep system to stay liquid.
If you run out of fuel, chemical tablets are the backup. Always have a modern purification method.
Always drink warm water in the cold. It helps conserve core temperature and wards off dehydration.
For short-term storage, a snow hole acts as a perfect refrigerator, keeping liquid from freezing solid overnight.
The constant survival trade-off. The more water you melt, the more fuel you burn. Prioritize hydration, but be efficient. Dehydration kills faster than starvation. Keeping your body fueled with warm water is non-negotiable for survival.
In the winter, the landscape hides the trail. Navigation is critical, but first, I need to read the weather. Even if the compass fails, the sun always tells the truth. Use its path and the snow's texture to find your bearing. Never trust technology alone. An analog compass and map are the ultimate backup. They don't run out of batteries. Every step expends energy. I'm moving at a slow, steady pace, the ant's pace, to avoid sweating and conserve fuel. Always probe the snow near running water. That soft drift could be a dangerous snow bridge over an icy hole.
Layers are your thermostat. I shed my outer shell before the exertion starts to prevent the killer of all cold survival, sweat.
When visibility drops, rely on your handrails, distinct landmarks, and leave marker points to confirm your route. Every hike is a scouting trip. Always identify 2 potential emergency shelter spots ahead of you in case the weather turns instantly.
If you need help, the signal must be large and visible. 3 of anything is the universal distress call.
In deep winter, knowledge is the lightest thing you carry, but it's the heaviest thing you rely on for every step.
My original snow shovel is stuck/broken. Without it, I can't dig an emergency shelter. Time to improvise.
I found a wide piece of birch bark or flatwood. Now I use my knife to quickly shape one edge into a usable scoop-like blade.
A good tool needs a solid handle. I'll use simple friction and paracord lashing to make this shovel strong enough to dig. It's rough, but it works. It's slow going, but this shovel is sturdy enough to clear my emergency fire pit or level a sleeping area.
Every meal is better with a proper utensil. Carving a spoon is a great way to practice detailed knife control and pass the time. A simple utility hook keeps gear off the snow and close to the heat. Every little organization trick saves energy.
If a runner breaks, your trip is over unless you can fix it. I'll use a branch splint and heavy tape to secure this break. Ice is unforgiving. If you lack traction, you risk injury. Improvise with cordage and found materials to bite into the ice. To seal the snow shelter entrance, a door must be lightweight and insulating. I'll use a piece of my sled or a large piece of bark.
In the wild, there are no hardware stores. Knowing how to fix, build, and adapt is the key difference between setback and success. In this environment, your biggest enemy isn't the cold, it's the heat loss. We need to talk about the silent killer, hypothermia.
The first sign is uncontrolled shivering. If your body is shaking hard, you're losing the fight against heat loss. Get warm now.
If you start shivering, follow the 3 S's immediately. Stop, find shelter, and strip wet clothes. Wet kills.
Frostbite damages tissues permanently. Look out for the warning signs: a waxy, white appearance, and a loss of sensation. If a frostbitten area might freeze again, do not rewarm it. It's better to keep it frozen than thaw it only to refreeze it.
A bad slip can mean a broken limb. Always stabilize a suspected fracture using padded, rigid materials before you move.
When treating any cold injury, immediate calories are vital. Warm liquids and simple sugars are the fastest way to generate internal heat.
Thirst is often masked by the cold, but dehydration drastically increases your risk of hypothermia. Check your intake constantly. If severe hypothermia strikes, you need to stop evaporative heat loss. A simple vapor barrier wrap traps precious warmth.
Your body is your most complex gear. Treat it with respect, listen to the warnings, and always prioritize core temperature.
The weather warning I saw was an understatement. Visibility is dropping to 0. Everything changes now. The first rule of a whiteout is simple: STOP. Moving guarantees you get lost. Anchor your position and secure your gear. The priority is a windbreak. I'm digging down fast to utilize the insulating dead airspace beneath the surface. Now that the trench is dug, I have to seal the roof and the entrance. I need this to be a calm.
Fear creeps in fast in total confinement. The only way to beat it is to focus on what you can control.
In a sealed shelter, carbon monoxide is a silent killer. Even if I don't use the stove, I need a breathing hole to prevent slow suffocation. The sound is relentless, like standing inside a breaking wave. It drills into your focus and tries to wear down your will.
Every calorie and every drop of fuel is now measured. I'm taking half rations, only heating water once, and keeping my body moving inside the bag.
The wind is a drill. I must constantly check the roof and door for snow that's being forced in. Infiltration ruins the dead airspace. The storm breaks. It's beautiful, but the moment the wind stops, the temperature drops. I have a small window to move. When the snow is this deep, finding any usable plant life is a victory. I'm looking for the tiny, frozen survivors that hold vital micronutrients. Certain softwoods like pine or spruce offer edible inner bark, the cambium. It's bitter, but it's pure carbohydrate and calorie dense. For a reliable source of fat and protein, the deadfall needs serious power. We're scaling up to secure medium-sized game like rabbits or squirrels.
Winter animals follow deep, reliable trails. Setting a snare line on these runways is high yield, but the loop must be perfect.
Every animal gives you life and materials, never waste. We maximize the protein, save the fat, and process the hide for future use.
If you secure a large meal, preservation is key. In the deep cold, natural freezing works, but a slow smoke provides insurance and flavor.
The bones and sinew are as valuable as the meat. Properly dried, tendons yield strong thread for repairs.
And fat is pure survival currency. I'm slow rendering this raw fat into stable, pure tallow, perfect for cooking, treating dry skin, and making a quick lamp. Pine pitch is nature's duct tape and fire accelerator. Look for wounds on evergreens where the sap has hardened into a thick, golden sealant. Survival isn't about one big meal. It's about daily, low-effort resource accumulation. Sustaining yourself is the ultimate endurance test.
The most difficult distance is the final mile.
Every step must be efficient. When traveling off trail, lift your foot just enough to clear the snow, pivoting from the hips, not the knees, to save energy.
When the battery is gone, you rely on map and pace. I need to know exactly how far I've come and exactly how far is left to the potential rendezvous point.
When you expect rescue, the key is visibility. I need the highest, most open ground with the darkest background possible for maximum contrast. If a plane flies by, I have one shot. I'm digging out a giant X or V signal into the snow. It must be
Depth creates shadow, but I need dark color too. I'm using dead evergreen branches and ash to line the trenches and make the signal impossible to miss.
If I hear a plane, I need black smoke, not heat. I'm building a signal fire pile with green needles and oil to create a huge, dark plume.
This is the final resort. Electronic signals require line of sight to the satellite, so wait until you are fully exposed, then activate and leave it alone.
You've done everything right. Now, survival demands patience. Conserve heat and focus all senses. There it is, the sound you trained for. When you hear the engine, you ignite the smudge fire and make sure they see your commitment.
Rescue is not the end of the emergency. The first thing you do is assess your body. Are you dry, warm, and accounted for?
Your fire kit is your life support. Review its condition immediately. Did the waterproof matches stay dry? Is the ferro rod corroded?
Your sleeping bag and pad are your insulation engine. Check for compression, damp spots, and punctures, and they are the invisible heat leaks.
Your knife and axe are your hands in the wilderness. After heavy use, clean them thoroughly, dry them, and give them back their edge. They are non-negotiable.
If you can't tie it or tape it, you can't fix it. Check your cordage for fraying and replace any tape that froze, frayed, or was used in emergency repair. Every layer serves a purpose. Check your base layer for sweat wicking failure and your shell for holes. The system is only as strong as its weakest link. The tools you build yourself are the most reliable. Check your spoon, your hook, and your repaired sled runner. Did they hold up to the pressure? Your signal gear is non-negotiable insurance. Check your PLB, your mirror, and your whistle. They are useless if they fail when you need them most. After heavy use, your filter can clog. Backflush it thoroughly to clear buildup and always restock your chemical tablets. Never assume clean water.
Every item reviewed here is a life investment. Good gear fails, bad gear fails faster. Don't skimp on quality and never skimp on the knowledge to use it.
The biggest risk out here isn't a broken bone or a frozen night. It's underestimating the small, repetitive failures, the wet sock.
When fear screams, patience whispers. Never rush the essentials: fire, water, and shelter. Take 10 minutes to do the job.
Survival is a brutal calculation. Need over comfort, always. Your hierarchy is shelter, fire, water, and then food. If it doesn't meet a need, it's a distraction.
Survival drains you down to the cellular level. You don't just walk it off. Honor the physical toll with clean food, slow warming. You never conquer the wilderness. You only borrow time from it. Respect the scale of the cold and never mistake a lucky break for success. Survival forces you to make decisions under the worst conditions. Break every problem down into 3 tasks. What do I need?
You are never truly or fully alone. You're forged from experts. Your gear was built by people you trust.
The physical pain fades, but the lessons never do. You carry the memory of the wind.
If you forget everything else, remember these 3. Stay dry, stay calm, stay put. These principles outweigh any piece of gear you can carry.
You survived, not by luck, but by preparation, practice, and the will to never stop learning.